T-Rex made a song back in 1972, The Children of the Revolution. Now, T-Rex wasn't just simply saying stuff. It wasn't just like, it's just a song. Children of the Revolution is just a song. No, Children of the Revolution, whether intentional or not, and I think some of it was intentional, is that it was prophetic of the future. That there would be a new generation of awakened beings in this next wave of children. That's why it's called the Children of the Revolution. And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just a song. It's just a song. Doesn't mean anything." No, it does mean something because you're looking at that something. I am from the children of the revolution, and you won't for us. And I'm not the only one, and I'm not part of the children of the revolution because I'm special. I'm definitely not special. I'm just an ordinary person, an ordinary guy. But I'm not the only one from the children of the revolution. There are hundreds of millions of us, and they come from the millennial generation, and they come even more so from Generation Z or Generation Z, which is the next generation, and even more so, it's going to be the alpha generation of children are certainly going to be the children of the revolution, a revolution that is unstoppable. So when we look at the lyrics of the children of the revolution, capitalism is starting to collapse because we are not falling for it anymore. We are seeing through the lies and the fact that it doesn't give enough of an incentive for us to support it, since the rich are getting enormously richer and they are expanding and hoarding their wealth, whilst they infringe on the sovereignty of those with less than them, with less money. They infringe on the sovereignty of the working class. Now you can get as rich as you like, but it must not be at the expense of others. As Vladimir Putin said, security must not come at the expense of others, which Ukraine wanted security guarantees which came at the expense of the Russian Federation. They wanted to become a launch pad for the United States of America to be able to invade the Russian Federation at any time, anywhere, at any place. If they don't like what the leadership is doing, or they wanted to enact regime change, they could basically invade Russia, and in minutes, if not hours, they could overthrow the president or kill them or threaten them. That's why the US wanted Ukraine to join NATO. And the consequence is this war. So the children of the revolution, if we look at verse 1, it says, "Well, you can bump and grind, it is good for your mind." So this is to do with dancing. "Well, you can twist and shout, let it all hang out." Now, let it all hang out is a type of greed. It's gluttonous individuals, you know, predominantly men with beer bellies who are fat and overweight because they work in the office. And that's why, and what they do is they let their stomach hang out when they're dancing on the floor, but because they got loads of money, they somehow think they're God's gift to the universe. They somehow turn into Brad Pitt when they're on the dance floor. But it says, "But you won't fool the children of the revolution." No, you won't fool children of the revolution, because you won't. And then it goes, "Well, you can terraplane in the falling rain. I drive a Rolls Royce because it's good for my voice." but you vote for the children of revolution. Now that bit's talking about materialism. Again, Rolls Royce, somebody drives a Rolls Royce, Lamborghini. And we've had the previous generation of 2010 to 2020, which was the future house music, future EDM, and all the pop stars and all the music and all the parties, and everything was kind of thriving post recession. Rich people were getting richer, the middle class were doing well enough. We had low inflation, and the middle class believed that they were about to become the next millionaire. And even the working class weren't doing so badly. They believed they were going to make it. But it's pretty clear when we look in retrospect, we look in hindsight, we can see now that we didn't have the foresight to see that most of us were scammed in believing these lies. And the fact that these music videos were portrayed in such a highly polished way, and they depict a perfect world where these parties, these expensive mansions and houses with the composite materials that these rich people do not understand how all this infrastructures are built, they end up starting to believe that we are more technologically, or the West is more technologically advanced than it is, and hence this is why you're getting this nonsense being said. This is from 2010 to 2020 indoctrination about how great we are, how modern we are, how rich we are, and to the children of the revolution like myself, which there are hundreds of millions of us, by the way. There's hundreds of millions, and we are not fooled by the propaganda. This is not Kremlin propaganda. I don't receive an income from the Russian government. I'm telling it how it is. The West is on the decline, and many people around me are saying this. My friends are saying this. YouTubers who are going viral. Some YouTubers are going viral. Like, was it? His name is Daryl Eves, I think it is. Scottish guy. There was a Scottish woman with a PhD who's been a waitress for 3 years, who's now living abroad doing teaching or something. She got a PhD and can only find a job as a waitress, and she's telling you that this country's in decline. But I tell you what, as a Scottish person, at least she actually has a chance to get on the housing ladder. Because if you live in the south of England, you've got absolutely no hope in hell chance of getting on the housing ladder. It's even worse. The house prices are 3 times the amount in the south where I live, where I might have to consider moving up north or exiting the UK entirely. Although God hasn't given that to me and my purpose yet. But the fact is, you're getting this nonsense because people saw Demi Lovato video call for the summer, and these so-called experts on Times Radio saw that, and you go, you know what that means, don't you? Look at how modern that is. Look at all the sexy women. Look at David Guetta, I'm Blue. David Guetta Blue video. You know, you got, and Bletta Reg or BB Rexa in the video, and all hot sexy women, drinks, DJing, expensive house, swimming pool, luxury fashion, cream of the crop, multi-millionaires everywhere. And what they do is, you know what that means when we see that, don't you? Yeah. You know, you see these ultra polished videos. Ariana Grande, you know, The Weeknd. You look at the Sacrifice video, or you look at Secrets. You know what that means, don't you? Yeah. If NATO went to war with Russia, we'd beat them in 3 days. It's just a music video. Well, what? Well, that music video shows us how technologically advanced. No, that doesn't. That's special effects. That the only technological advancement that shows is special effects, and people in the West, even like those who are supposed to be the puppeteers, have fallen for the media. The media's told them that the way the world works has manipulated even the experts and even the political Western propagandists and so-called Western governments and politicians. They even think that we can beat Russia in 3 days. This is how deluded they are, completely deluded. Even though Ukraine has they have the best military in the whole entire of Europe, apart from Russian Federation, that's beating them. The Ukraine has the second most powerful military in the European Union. Dead. A lot of them have been killed. But post-war, the Ukrainians, or 1 year into the war, Ukrainians became battle-hardened. And they are superior. They're superior to the United States military, or what were, because now they're not getting the training that they got more during the middle and beginning of the war. Now they're being trained in 2 weeks and just shoved to the front line, which is a disgrace, because what chance do you stand against soldiers from the Russian Federation who have trained for a minimum of 6 months, full basic training? You're fighting against a professional army that knows exactly what it's doing. So you vote for the children of revolution. And by the way, it's not revolution coming from Russia. It's revolution coming within the West. The revolution is coming. My generation and younger, and even younger than that, are leaving the country. They're leaving the West. They're leaving the UK. Some of them are leaving. Some of them are not going to have children. Some of them are refusing to have children because they don't have the economic means to bring them up. A lot of them are turning to antinatalism. A lot of the men are turning to MGTOW. A lot of women are choosing their careers. They're going to university and they're getting such high degrees that they're reducing their dating pool. A lot of women are turning to feminism. And what's happening is people are not having children, and they don't want to have children because they can't afford to have them. And what's that going to mean in the future? It means there's going to be less slaves. There's going to be less slaves to work minimum wage for these businesses and companies that have been exploiting us for a long time. Well, I say to these companies, don't worry, the AI will fix it. They want to replace us anyway, so we might as well just stop populating. But the fact that we'll stop populating is already putting pressure on the elites because they can't make the transition from humans to AI. And plus, to make the transition from humans to AI, there are not enough intelligent people to be computer programmers to develop this technology. We haven't got the people. They don't exist. You might have 100,000 gifted computer programmers in the country, but you need 1 million. You need 1 million, but you only got 100,000. Right? That's not a real statistic. I'm just giving a hypothetical example. But the fact is, we don't have enough of them. We can't find enough of them. They're not intelligent enough because we're building a world that's too complicated for the average human being. And plus, they're trying to dumb down the population so they can control us. They're trying to dumb us down so they can control us. But at the same time, they need intelligent people. They need more and more of them. There's a shortage. There's a brain drain in the West. There's a brain drain in the UK. There's too many stupid people in the UK. They're not educated enough. And we're trying to dumb them down to control them, but also we need to not dumb them down. We need to make them more intelligent so we can build this AI and cyborg and robotic AI infrastructure in the future. And there just isn't the bodies to do it. There isn't enough. There's a shortage of everything. So we're really going to have to rethink all of this. But, well, governments are going to have to rethink it. But this is the wave they are facing. They're facing a revolution. And this is only the start.